Welcome everybody to the One Up Podcast. I am your host El Caballo, aka Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest. I got Doughboy, Mateo, and Pucho in the building. And this week we're gonna have a pretty solid conversation about life. But to start off, let me introduce my right hand man, Pucho. Man, how you been? How was your week?
Damn, I appreciate the honor. Right hand man, I like it. Yeah, man, this week's been interesting. That new game, Narita Boy, that shit came out. That shit's pretty interesting.
What is that?
So fucking it's like a Metroidvania game. You run around, collect items to like get access to like new locations and shit like that. It's super dope. It's very stylish. It looks like straight out of the 80s, like one of those like old computer games. But it plays like more modern. It is really cool. It's real fun. And then the other shit, dude, we started potty training this week, so that shit's shit is intense. All right. Yeah, my daughter's she's peeing, man. It's not really in the toilet, so
is it all over the place?
No, it's not all over the place. I mean, yeah, pretty much anywhere, but it's like it ain't like there's piss all over the house. Like we're picking it up as it happens. Like nah, man, we just got her in panties and she's she's just taking a piss. She don't really realize that like what's happening quite yet, but yeah, man. A lot of this started off, right? Because she likes this cartoon, not a cartoon, but the music from this cartoon called Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, which is Daniel Tiger's a little puppet from Mr. Rogers. And they got a cartoon series with him now, and he's got all these songs and all this shit. And dude, Daniel Tiger's the man. That's my fucking dude. All right, PBS, I'll get PG with y'all if y'all could hook me up and with some. I'll show up in some Daniel Tiger. I'm down. That's my dude. I'll throw down for Daniel Tiger. Right, the dude. My daughter refuses to say sorry at all, dude. She won't. One day we played. Daniel Tiger has a song about saying sorry. Soon as he sings the lyrics, she's like, "Oh shit, Daniel Tiger said it." She's like, "Sorry." I was like, "Damn, Daniel Tiger, he's got a power, dude." The other night, I showed her a little video clip of Daniel Tiger going to the potty, and she started crying. She's like, "I want to go potty." I'm like, "All right." So we took her. She went. She sat on the toilet. She didn't pee, but she thought she was doing it. And then I'm like, "All right, cool, let's flush the toilet." And then she's like, "All right." And then she just walked all the way to her crib and she's like, "All right, I'm ready to go to sleep." I'm like, "All right, that's brand new, okay? But if Daniel Tiger got you doing this is my dog." And yeah, I'll throw down. I'll put my life on the line for Daniel Tiger, right? Dude if he's doing what he's doing for my daughter, for children, millions of children around the world, then he's providing a service that even a parent, I can't tell my daughter to do things already. She's a year and a half. And Daniel Tiger whispers in her ear, can say sorry. She's like, "All right, time to say sorry." And his songs, they're bangers, yo.
That's weird because it seems
he's got some bangers.
He's got power over your daughter that you don't have. Like that's that's crazy.
No, dude, this is automatic. It goes back to the other conversation we had where I was saying I only could have so much influence over my daughter's life. I want to control that as much as possible. Yeah. Because the outside influences is going to be the most that your child's going to interact with. They're going to have teachers, classmates, friends. Yeah. They're away from home most of the day. Like,
that's rad, dude. You've already figured out the cheat code, because the cheat code is to find like children's media that you think gives a positive influence and also isn't too annoying to watch. Like you, because you're gonna listen to those songs over and over. Like that's gonna happen. Your daughter's gonna request one episode over and over, or one song on Spotify over and over. So if his songs slap and like they're not driving you crazy, go for it. For advice from parent buddies of mine, check out the Story Bots.
The Story Bots.
Yeah, they're on Netflix. They're pretty solid. They're goofy. But they have a lot of celebrity guests come on and sing songs with them, though. They're a little bit like that show Yo Gabba Gabba that used to exist, but less annoying.
I'll check that out for sure. Because I mean, one thing too is like she doesn't watch TV yet. So like she has not watched any like television at all yet. Like all the stuff she's seen from TV is just like if I'm playing a video game and she's like walking by and she like sees the TV or something. But like we've never put on like a TV show or anything for her to watch. So yeah, so we've been sticking to like trying to find these children's shows, and then she loves music. It's like finding the songs from those things. And my idea is like once you start seeing, oh shit, this is the character, because she also has Daniel Tiger books. That's how it started. We bought these Daniel Tiger books, so she loves them, and we played the Daniel Tiger songs. When she starts seeing the Daniel Tiger show, she's gonna lose it. She's gonna go, "What? I didn't know this was possible."
Then now she's gonna want to only watch the show and no more books.
Yeah, maybe that ain't happening.
Reading is fundamental. We talked about the Scholastic Book Fair.
Absolutely.
Unless it's got a CD game in it, and then that's
Man,
the books.
This is our PG episode. Why is the PG episode the episode where we're all drinking while we're recording?
Daniel Tiger, he comes from the Mr. Rogers, right?
Hello.
Dad life. Yeah, he's a puppet on the Mr. Rogers show.
Yo, I loved Mr. Rogers when I was a kid. So I could already see like where the tunage is coming from. I'm like, all right, this is solid tunes right here.
Oh, dude, Mr. Rogers is the man. One day I put on Mr. Rogers like at my house. Sorry, my parents' house. I was just like bored, and there was some documentary or something like on Amazon. And my dad walks in the room. My dad is born in like 55, I think. He's an old dude already. He walked in the room and he got sad. Like he remembers when he was a little boy, he used to watch Mr. Rogers, and I'm like, that's insane. Like,
what?
This man is fucking like. I don't know when this show started, but the first episodes are in black and white.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers has been around for a long time. They were around like when the civil rights movement was happening. Mr. Rogers was part of the civil rights movement because he had the postman. He came on his show, and the postman's a black man. Yeah. And it was around the time when a lot of black men couldn't go in swimming pools, and he had his commentary on it was basically he was washing his feet, I think, in like a swimming pool or something, like one of those little like kiddie pools. And he had like the postman like put his feet in there and like wash his feet with them or something, or like just dip his toes into the pool with him.
That's dope as fuck, yo. That man touched a lot of people's lives too. So
man, the Tom Hanks movie and the documentary, especially that came out about Mr. Rogers, tears, dude, in the movie theater, just bawling like a little kid during those.
I tried watching. He had they did some kind of lifetime achievement award for him. And he receives the award, and in his speech of receiving the award, all he does is he talks about how great everybody else is. Like he's still selfless even in this moment where he's receiving an award. And I'm like, man, this guy's too good for the world. Like we don't deserve him. Man. Yep.
How's
anyhow?
Freaking.
Yeah, you're having a kid soon too, Sony.
Yeah, that's just about to tell
what you guys been up to?
Freaking. I don't know. I'm still debating when to put up this crib and stuff with her. Like,
I'm still debating on having this kid.
Oh, no. That shit would have went left, right? Real quick. No, man. Like, we finally watched like all of the in newborn to 3 months clothes, right? And we kind of organized it in these little plastic shelves for now until I lose space in my dresser and the baby gets it, because Emily's not going to lose space. She's only gaining space with the baby. So kind of, yeah, that's what's happening in my life. It's a hostile takeover, bro. Like all my shit's getting slowly pushed. Like I'm getting rid of this couch soon. I'm going to put the crib in here eventually for the month swap after 6 months or whatever. Like I'm losing space. I like this, my office / video game / my man cave. I'm losing this space, losing it. It's ridiculous. But it's for the kid. So, I ain't too crazy. I'm also not fond.
Depressed. I'm losing this space. I'm losing it.
No, because I told her the only
Emily, all Emily's doing, she's gaining space. I'm losing everything. But it's for the kid, so it's okay. I appreciate it. It's for the kid.
He's going to move into a shed out back or something.
Yeah, right. I'll be the
Teddy's got a nice backyard.
Yeah, I ain't going outside. So all my shit is more likely going to go into the living room. But the problem is with that is that Emily, her mom, is in the living room all day long. So if I were to move my shit out there, that shit's canceled. Canceled. They don't want that. For
What, their living room activities?
Yeah, that shit's out the window at that point. Because now I'm in the living room and you guys got it.
It's impossible to hang out in the proximity of Tony and not end up just hanging out with Tony. The man is a big personality, and that husk dominates every other activity that's happening within 100 yards of his person.
Luckily, we have a second living room, kind of. It leads to the backyard. So if I set my shit up there, I'm going to also dominate the whole fucking living room where they're at because they're going to hear my voice. So there's ways of working around it. She's telling me, oh, just, you know what? Put all of it in our room. Oh, so now I can put a TV in the room. Okay, because I'm not going to disturb you guys. I see how, let's see what's going on. I'm not.
The thing you got to remember too is everybody's all about getting the nursery and all that shit set up like before the baby's born. But the reality is you're not going to use it till the baby's like 5 months. So you have till the baby is due and like 4 or 5 months on top of that before you're really going to be using the space for the baby. The baby's going to be, if you move the TV to the room, all that means is that when the baby goes to sleep in the room, which is many, many hours throughout the day, you're just not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not putting it in the room until the baby's securely in this room. Like,
securely.
Yeah, like once he's locked down in here, that's it. Once he's in this room and he goes to bed, I can't be in this room. I'm fucking loud. Like, there's no way I can get excited to communicate team to teammates. Like, yo, over there, motherfucker, go over there.
Yeah, you can't
like,
scream.
Yeah.
But actually, they say that noise is good for babies.
Nah, not my
But
noise.
the more acclimated they get to just like noise in the background, they'll sleep better.
Not me.
Especially pterodactyl sounds are really soothing to babies.
Yeah. Extreme pterodactyl sounds.
Nah.
Those in particular, yeah.
I'll give my child PTSD real quick if I hit him. Like if I just start doing that shit, that baby will fucking flinch at every noise. I ain't trying to do that shit.
In the Hasidic Jew community in Brooklyn, they have like these cages outside of their windows in Brooklyn, and they put their babies and their children on these gates that are hanging outside the window, several stories. And you'll look.
So Michael Jackson wasn't bugging out when he was hanging his kids out the balcony.
I would have listened. If he had this device, I wouldn't have said he was bugging because there's no way for him to drop the baby down now. The baby's gonna be fine.
That sounds frightening. Why are they playing? Why do they play Baby Plinko over there?
It comes from an early thing in New York where the air quality here is not that great with the amount of motor carriages, trains, and all this stuff you got moving through. That it's very important for babies, I guess, or young children to get fresh air. Like fresh air was a big thing, and it was like healthy for people. And they said if you feel unwell, go get some fresh air, stuff like
Are
that.
these like facts? Like,
yeah,
that hanging them. Obviously, getting fresh air is probably good. I'm asking, is it a fact that hanging them out the window is providing that fresh air, or is this some type of like?
That's what the game was created for.
No, sure. I'm asking, did it actually do what they were doing, or did it just make them feel like it was working?
Yeah, is it rooted in science, or is it just some like old wives' tale kind of thing?
Right. Like all the Hispanic people, like when a baby has hiccups, they'll take like a piece of string and they'll put it in their mouth to make it like wet, and they'll stick it on their forehead, and that's supposed to cure like hiccups, like at a baby.
I don't think I've seen that.
What?
I've
Maybe
never
that's
seen a baby with
Caribbean.
a wet string on their head.
Oh my god, yeah.
My
Dude,
grandmother.
my mom would do it right now in a heartbeat. If a baby has hiccups, she'll find a thread, rip a thread from something, put it right on the forehead. That hiccups is going away.
My grandmother
That's just
always, if I had a headache, a fever, diarrhea, no matter what it was, Ponte Vicks, the rubbing
Ponte
paper.
Mhm.
That was the big one.
I
100%.
fucking hated it because they go put a whole hand in there, glob, and they be like, aquí está, pa, pa, pa. Yo, I'll have fucking globs in my nose as a kid. I used to be like, yo, what are you doing? And I get smacked. Bam, calmate. I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting assaulted. I can't breathe. My nose is burning from the Vicks. And now they're telling you to go sit down and go to sleep. I'm like, yo, this ain't helping me. I still got the shits.
But the question is, did your headache go away?
Yeah, after the concussional slap, probably. That shit.
I heard this shit is like a slow poison or some shit like that. From what I heard this shit is not very good for you.
No, it's not bad for you.
How is the Vicks supposed to help with you needing to take a shit or not being able to take a
Maybe
shit?
the
It
distraction.
might help.
It's probably the
The
distraction.
vapors going into your stomach and the intestines.
You know what you should do though? You should rub some of that vapor on your bladder, like around your bladder and your stomach, and it might prevent you from using the bathroom.
I was
going
gonna
to
say-
a hole into his abdomen and put it on his bladder.
Well, no,
Is that-
on his actual fucking body, not I'm gonna cut you open and stick. No, like rub it around your belly, and it might prevent you to stop using the bathroom so much.
Why is he telling you to put Vicks on your penis?
Oh my
I
god!
am not. I did not say that shit.
There's a funny story about that one. I knew a kid in high school.
Yes. Yes.
I knew this kid in high school who told me that. He's like, you know, when boys get together, they start talking about all the weird shit that they do. And it always gets to a moment where everybody's sharing stories, and then somebody's like, "Hey, does anyone else?" And then they share something, and everybody's like, "Nah, man, that's just you, Chief." I'm thinking, this dude is like, "Yo, you ever just put Bengay like all over your dick and then just stand in front of a fan?" And apparently, the sensation of that will just like bring you to climax. Okay, Mateo. So,
Okay.
I've never tried myself. I don't know the rules,
I've got some things to digest there because, like, if you come into a fan, don't you just get covered in your own jizz?
Yo, he slathered his cock in Bengay.
How do you know that?
I'm just
He was
saying.
the one
that
applying it.
I was there. I saw it. I watched the whole. No, imagine. I don't know. Yeah, and it was Bengay specifically, which is like the sister to Vicks.
It has to be all over. What's the sensation?
What high-powered fan do you have? What the fuck?
Yeah, nah. It's the Dominicans got abanicos, yo. We got mad abanicos in the crib. We got fans on deck.
My
Everywhere.
fan doesn't blow like that. Like, I don't know. Whenever you used to spit water into a fan like a fish, that shit it only splatter once it hits the fan blades. I've never seen a fan strong enough to just push it right back onto you. That's a beast. That's high quality. That's high quality.
I'm assuming if you're trying to get off with a fan and some Bengay, the fan is probably running on high, right?
It gotta be.
He better have that cover on. Could you imagine?
There's no swivel on that fan. That fan is locked.
Directed dick technology.
Could you imagine the circumcision he would do if he didn't have the cover on the fan blade and he just leans in? How quick that? You got to think.
A plastic fan?
Yes. What the fuck?
Nah.
Yeah. Them edges are sharp.
You never grew up with the metal blade fans? Those hit different. Those hit hard. Those metal blades. The fan, the quality of air, it hits you like no other.
Those are construction fans, bro.
They're dangerous.
They're like sitting on the floor at like an angle.
Yeah.
You know the ones that you sit on the floor, big metal joints.
Yeah, those are for fucking construction. Those are industrial fucking fans, bro. Those are abanicos.
You're talking about a blower.
No,
it's completely different.
I'm talking about it's a circular fucking fan, and it has an open side in the back and the front side, and I'm talking about massive fucking air is what you. Yeah, that's a fucking a worker's.
Yeah, that's like regular Caribbean fans, dude. These people got no air conditioner. They need just hurricane force winds in the house at all times.
Maybe
that's the only way to stay comfortable.
Maybe this is one of those like teenage boy misconception kind of things. Like he thought he heard about a blowjob and he thought it was literally like a blowjob, right?
Yeah, we're young. This is like junior high. This is them junior high stories, dude. I was like, nah, I've never slathered my cock in Bengay and stood in front of a fan. I've never done that before. So I was like,
I never thought I would have to say that sentence either.
that was a brand new sentence. No one in the history of the world has said that sentence. Like,
My God.
That shit is so beast. That where did we leave off before the whole blow job?
We're
You
doing.
gotta ask Joey how he's doing.
Yeah.
Tony, why do we ever let you go, man? I tell you.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Y'all don't like me,
Ain't
man. Salud.
I need a little round of applause, some gunshots or something. Bam, 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 bam.
Gunshots.
Oh, word. All right.
I see it.
I can sense where this is going, and I appreciate it. All right, give this man some fanfare. I love you, Joey. That's what we want. All right.
That was the saddest little hype horn I've ever heard,
Yeah.
Tony.
I lowered that shit because that shit's loud.
That shit was one horn.
I finally beat Persona 5 Royale. All right, it's over.
Yes.
It's over.
God.
This game has taken a better half of the year for me to beat. All right, I think it was the first episode I was talking about just getting into it, but shout out to Persona 5 Royale. Might be one of the best games of all time.
All
It's
time.
a little long. That's the
A
only
little
thing I would
long.
say.
The first episode was 11 weeks ago.
A little long. I'll give it that, but amazing. Gotta must play for any RPG fan. Like that was good. So I really had fun with that. There was one night where I was fighting the last boss, and everybody was like, "All right, guys, we're gonna go play Overwatch now." And they're like, "Joey, you gonna come with us?" And I was already 15 minutes into the first leg of the boss fight, and I'm like, "Yo, I don't want to do this again. Like, I don't think I could come back to this boss fight." So I told them, I was like, "Yo, I gotta find a safe spot."
He was lying.
Yo, this boss had 4 acts. This thing had 4 separate boss fights. So, yo, by the time I was into the second, third one, all these niggas was cursing at me. "Fuck you, doughboy. You don't love us. You don't want to play video games with us." And I'm like, yo, I'm 45 minutes into this boss fight. You want me to turn it off now and do this again? I'm like, I can't. So it took me like an hour and a half.
So would you say the Persona 5 final boss Ellie Weaseled you? You kept thinking it was the end?
Yeah, until the last one, I thought it was gonna be, oh my god, I was already done with it. And you just have to do like a few turns and then the game like takes over for you and then it finishes it. So I was cool with that. Yo, shout out to Japan. Yo, Tony Kun, Pucho-san, Senpai Mateo.
Ooh,
all right.
Okay.
All right. I'm using Japanese honorifics the rest of the show. Tony Kun.
I don't really like that.
All right. Before we move on, there's an album that came out. Young Dolph and Key Glock, Dumb and Dumber 2. Very good. My seal of approval.
You was listening
Young
to
Dolph.
Young Dolph
How is that spelled?
is Dolph.
Like
Like
Dolph
it-
Lundgren?
Like Adolf Hitler.
Oh,
it. Nothing like that.
All right. I'm done. We can
Kill
move on.
Nazis around here, okay?
Uh,
Like, we don't yell Adolf into the skies in pride.
Yeah, for
All
real.
right? We don't
The fuck?
appreciate the SS around here, okay?
No, that's one of his ad libs.
I
Is-
see.
But
So he's trying to be edgy. He's trying to channel the Nazi love.
No, his dad was named Adolf. It was weird. He's old school black stuff, like old school Southern Memphis black. Like
Damn.
his dad was named Adolf.
That's interesting.
that
Yeah.
is a bold name.
yeah, it
I
is.
wonder if there's some like Adolf. Like, what's like the etymology of that name?
Well, in other news, Mateo, how was your week? Unrelated to
dude.
Adolf and the SSS gang.
I've got nothing exciting here. I was gonna ride some bikes yesterday and it rained all day. I was gonna clean up my porch and my patio and it rained all day. So it's just been work, dude. It's just been work.
Anytime-
I haven't
anytime-
had a chance to play any games with y'all this week.
At all.
I've played some Loop Hero. I've been playing some World of Warships. We came
What is
back. We came back to World of Warships. It's dumb. They're all the same game. World of Tanks, World of Warships. I think there's a plane one. Like it's all the same thing. Like there's you versus another team.
Why don't they mix all of them together?
They should. That'd be a good call. They could just call it World of War. Crap.
Yeah.
There's already a game named World of War.
Yeah.
What I will say about those type of games is maybe why I've been so interested into indie games. Indie games do this thing where they say, we're going to hit these points. We're going to make a game like this. And it's going to be focused in this direction. And maybe it's not a grand scope, because I feel like there's a lot that goes into making open world games. Like there's too much. You have to make a lot to make it good. I like indie games. They have this focus. They're like, we're going to make a game like this, and these are the points we're going to hit, and that's what we want to hit. And I think that's why like games like Binding of Isaac, by the way, has a new DLC out right now.
Why?
Very good.
PC
Isn't
only.
that game like 25 years old?
Why?
Dude, Binding of Isaac actually really got me into the indie scene. When I was a broke ass college student that couldn't afford any video games for a period of time, there was a Steam sale. Binding of Isaac, with the original Flash game with all its DLC, $1.98. And my Steam statistics said I have over 200 hours on that game.
How many
So, like,
complete editions of that game have they released?
They like remade the game. It was like a demake, really, because they make it like pixely and stuff. And then since then, that's really the only one. They made 3 DLCs on top of that. So it was Rebirth, then it was Afterbirth, Afterbirth Plus, and then Repentance just came out.
Like
I haven't even played Afterbirth Plus. I just bought it on PlayStation like yesterday because I was watching Doughboy play Repentance, and I was like, actually, let me go back and check out this DLC.
Wait, it's out for PS4?
No.
So then what did you buy?
There's 2 DLCs on the PlayStation that I haven't played.
Oh,
The one that you bought is the 3rd one, I think.
okay.
Did you?
Yeah, I bought the most recent one, but I never played Afterbirth. I had a very good experience with the PS Vita, and it was with Binding of Isaac. That game is perfect for short train rides, subway experiences, little short. The Vita, I'm so sad that it never succeeded the way it should have. Sony is to blame for some of that with the proprietary expensive SD cards. They want you to pay $160 for 64 gig card when you could get a SanDisk. It just didn't make sense in some level.
SanDisk terabyte, like $20.
I didn't like some of their marketing aspects for it, and like one of the the models was like AT&T. Like you had to. I was like, come on. I was like, this is some bullshit.
For the internet, for the Wi-Fi. Yeah.
In one perspective, it did a lot, but in another's perspective, it was trying to do too much with the whole touch controls and shit like that. Like, no, we want games. We don't want to.
If you take away the touch controls, you don't get Severed. Fantastic game by Mexican Team Drinkbox, and then the ultimate game, the pinnacle of the PS Vita. You don't get Taco Master. Without Taco Master, what's even the point of playing Vita games?
What is that game where you controlled your little people with rhythms? Like it was a rhythm game, and you were like fighting other like tribes. Yes, yeah. My brother let me play that game, and that game was rad, dude.
It is amazing, incredible. Bong, pata, bong, pata. Like, the best. I love rhythm games. I'm like a rhythm bitch.
Tony Kun does not approve of any of those dances.
Don't worry. Senpai noticed you.
Notice me, Senpai. Notice me.
Notice me.
Yo, have you seen that video?
That is fucking
Oh my god, yo, that's one of the best. That guy's an actor, but when I saw that video, I thought it was serious, and I was like, "This guy's insane." That video is fucking gold.
Now I will tell you, there's There's a handful of things that I'm super jealous about with New York because, like, my Switch just sits unused. I don't touch that thing. Unfortunately, I wish I had train rides and things like that where I don't have to have my brain doing anything or my driving or whatever, where I could just sit and like actually catch up on some games on the Switch.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
I mean, another thing you should be jealous about is pretty soon these guys are gonna just be taking bong rips on the subway too. So
Yeah, man.
you don't get train rides, you don't get bong rips on the subway either.
New York is changing for the best.
In a year's time, in a years and a half time, this vape might be a cartridge of marijuana. And you gotta know. It's just gonna tell you now, all right? These things might change, all right? And the landscape. I'm glad, for one, that they expunged all the previous records and they're letting those people out, and that is amazing that they included that in the bill, because if they didn't include that in the bill, I would be highly against it. As a pro cannabis user, I would still be objected to it, because I'm like, here's my opinion on it. You cannot put people in jail for not having money and choosing to sell this product that's illegal. They didn't have the money. They chose to sell it. You put them in jail for it. Now, 30, 40 years later, the state is running out of money. The state doesn't have enough money to function. So we're broke. So we're like, hold on, what we got to do? We got to sell some motherfucking weed. And it's like, you can't do with one hand and the other hand. Like, you gotta, if you're moving forward in this direction, you've got to go backwards. I don't know what expunged means. I don't know how deeply expunged is, but in my opinion, they're making a lot of room in their server bases, and they're taking a lot of fucking file spaces down in their shit. The amount of people that have been arrested and that be the reason that they search you. Also, New York just voted on another thing. I remember I brought this up before, that you could look at public records. Now they took away something from the police called it's like a right that police have, and they took it away from them. Now it's it's open season on police, which sounds terrible, but it means that they have to do their job in the right way. And
Is it the qualified immunity stuff?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. They just voted on that.
Yeah.
The first state in America.
About the expunged thing. Typically, when people say expunged, what that means is like a complete destruction of prior records. So like it won't show up. It's like basically it never happened.
Yeah.
Are
they doing reparations as part of that, by any chance? Like people that are being released from jail and have, or is it just you're lucky to get what you get? We're pulling this off your record. Say thank you.
From what I heard, some of the people that got the worst sentences are going to get some sort of way into making getting some sort of career through distribution, or having first dibs on like the rights. Like if you want to open up a distribution center, or a medicated cannabis recreational center, or which is what's gonna be cool. There are bars that are gonna be for smoking weed. And I thought that shit was so cool. We could go bar hopping and marijuana hopping.
They're probably going to do some kind of membership thing, because I think there's some bars in Denver that do the same thing. They're cannabis lounges, but you have to pay like a membership fee, and it's usually it's something bullshit. It's basically like a cover fee, and then you can smoke inside. But it's because Denver themselves has anti-smoking laws for inside of restaurants and bars and things like that. So if it's a members only club, they don't have to follow those. They'll probably do the same thing in New York, because I know that you guys have anti-smoking laws for your bars and shit like that too, right?
It's even worse. The fire codes in New York make it technically it's just illegal to smoke in any building. Like you're just not allowed to have any lit like fires and like any cigarettes or anything like that. Like it has to be outside. And then even more like maybe in the last 10 years, they also changed it so you can't even smoke in front of buildings and stuff like that. So it's like now you need to get away from the street to smoke. Like they're basically kicking all smokers out of New York City. So I'm interested in how they're gonna treat the marijuana like smoking either the same or different from tobacco.
I swear the last time I went up there, I paid $13 for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, they're trying everything to get rid of this shit. So they're taxing you. They're making laws so you can't smoke around other people in different places. And yeah,
I also think that if like once this is all going, they got the centers up and they're making the profit off of the weed. Does New York City actually put that money back into the city and fix the shit that they need to fix, or they're gonna try to backhand or whatever backroom play with the money and keep it in their own pockets? Because like, yo, the amount of money New York's about to receive from the weed, yo, they can fix a lot of shit in New York and make shit a lot better. So,
but it's not the city that's going to be selling marijuana, really. It's like a bunch of businesses. So it's not like
New York.
Going,
I don't know.
It's not like it's going direct to the city. They're just going to make taxes off of it.
But yeah, they're going to make a shitload of taxes. I'm saying,
yeah, sure. I'm just saying, like it ain't like you're saying it like if like the city they're getting all the marijuanas. They're gonna smoke the marijuanas and they're gonna make the marijuanas.
No. I'm talking about
Cuomo's gonna be over there on the corner selling the weed in the Bronx.
Yo, when Cuomo runs for president, I'm voting for him. By the way,
Cuomo, doesn't he have a shitload of sexual harassment allegations against him right now?
I'm gonna be honest. Not when they come out like that. It seems too orchestrated when there's several people in a row that are just like bang, 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 bang. All of these 7-8 women in less than a month, to me, seems more orchestrated than naturally these women felt like they needed to come out and talk about these things. And it's okay. It's wrong. He can be wrong and redeem himself, in my opinion. I think
what is he accused of doing now?
In my opinion,
like just making like sexual advances, right?
Making sexual
I don't mean to say just sexual advances, but like when my main issue, and I guess we didn't touch on it, but my main issue with cancel culture is how things get conflated. Like how Cuomo has like right now he has like a sexual allegation, and then also like Harvey Weinstein has sexual allegations, right? And on one end of this guy's literally forcing women to have sex with him, or else they got to say goodbye to their careers. And then someone else may make lewd remarks, which is also wrong, but they get conflated into they're all rapists. They hate women. I find that a little fucked up.
I believe that that there are allegations that he groped an aide or something.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I believe there's at least one set of allegations of that nature. But I don't know. The reason they come out like that, though, Joey, typically in like the cases where they've proven that the validity of the allegations is because once one woman comes forward, then the other women that have been scared to share the similar experiences will usually have the strength to come forward. It's usually that kind of thing. Not to say there's not some orchestration there, because obviously, like with Trump, who was an absolute piece of shit, when allegations about him started coming out, there were also a lot more that started cascading because the media and the journalists started digging in, which is what they're supposed to do because they're journalists. So they should chase the story and they should dig up leads and things like that. So they helped a lot of those women come forward as well. But I mean, it's the same thing. And I do think I lean pretty hard left. We got to hold our people accountable. Like it can't just be.
Absolutely.
I'm actually curious about that though. Sorry. Because last week when I brought up the NFL player who was getting attacked for Dika touching a whole bunch of masseuse girls, right? You was saying that that like more on the offense of him actually doing it, and now you're saying opposite when it comes to this guy in New York. So I'm wondering like, how do you fall and where do you fall in that? Is it because he did something benefactor for everybody in New York that gets a pass or?
Let me try to like straighten my answer out for like so that it could be like this is my answer. People that do fucked up things should be held accountable for those fucked up things. Should people that do fucked up things never be able to continue what they're doing. I think it lies in the severity of their fuck ups. But I think also, when do you redeem yourself? Can you redeem yourself, and how you redeem yourself, in my opinion, is what makes your fuck up. Like, did you learn from it? Do you understand how you fucked up? I feel like, in my opinion, Trump did not learn from any of his fuck ups and just continued being the same piece of shit that he was from the beginning. I'm not going to say the same thing about Cuomo because I don't know.
You
I
don't know
only
enough
know his
information.
character from what'd you say?
You said because you don't know enough information of him, of Cuomo.
I think I
Is that how you
know.
pronounce
I
it?
think I know enough information about this guy.
You mean
I
like in regards to whether he acknowledges his fuck ups? Is that what you're saying? That you don't know about that? Or
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, judgment of his character, if he is guilty of these things, I think he will admit and apologize. But I think right now the
he's
situation,
denying it. So then he's innocent.
yeah, I think the situation right now for him is like, in a leftist view, he's done such a great job with New York and like locking it down in such a way where the virus has very little room to spread. And
It's interesting that you bring up his pandemic handling because that's the other criticism of Cuomo right now
I
is
don't
that he cooked a lot of the numbers that have to do with the nurse I think it's nursing home deaths in particular. Do you know Pucho?
Yeah, that was it. Basically that they didn't release like the full numbers of people that died in nursing homes. So they were like cooking the books to their benefit, pretty much.
I think personally, in that perspective, it is wrong. But I think when you scrutinize yourself and put yourself under that much pressure, then you're able to scrutinize. Like, in let's say Texas's case, and let's say Florida's case, the more wild and free you are with the way that you take your judgments, less. Nobody cares that Florida's open. Nobody cares that Miami just got shut down. Nobody cares that Texas just opened up. Like, a lot of these things are causing more people to die, but nobody really cares because the state never really cared. I think because New York cared so much and then they fucked up, I think it's more of a, oh, look, you fucked up here. And I agree. If that fuck up is legitimate, then yes, he fucked up. But in my opinion, as a New Yorker, an everyday New Yorker that rides the subways, that goes to work in the city, I think he provided invaluable, priceless information in the middle of a pandemic. I think that what he did was a step even further than what our own president was doing.
Oh, that's not even a question.
Oh, that's a low
Yeah.
bar though, dude.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's not even a question. Like, Trump did nothing.
He
He
actively
said he
tried to
wanted
make it
everybody to
worse.
be at the pews on Easter. That like,
You remember last
today, they were like, "Yo, we want y'all at the pews." That shit was nuts.
Hey y'all, I made a terrible mistake here. I thought this would actually blend. I need to go make myself another drink. This thing looks like toxic sludge.
What are you drunk? What the hell?
Gonna
will
use
return.
the bathroom. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Oh, this shit is fucked. When you drink, when niggas,
Tony, you're dolo. All right, I gotta go drop a fucking fat. I'm kidding.
God.
So what do you think about this whole marijuana legalization in New York City?
I think it's fantastic. I think that
Sorry, I also had another question. Wait, sorry, go ahead. You said it's fantastic. Go ahead.
All right. So I think it's fantastic in a way because it's gonna bring, if it's all done right, it's gonna bring more revenue for the state. So things should be getting fixed. There should be cleaner streets, working lights. Things of the city should develop for the greater good. You know what I mean? Like things should get better, and especially for a city that's mostly on transportation, buses, trains. The quality of that should improve if it's done right. And I also think too that, it's 2021, right? Like why are we not, like, weed shouldn't be illegal. Like it's not there's worse drugs out there. There's Xannies. There's I mean, crack,
Yeah,
cocaine,
but Xannies are illegal, like unless you're getting them from a
prescribed.
prescription, right?
That's my point.
Right.
So it's like weed and like there was always this negative thing from the government when it comes to weed, and that's because I believe that the government couldn't make money off of it in a way. This is what I believe. I could be wrong.
No, yeah.
And I'm saying like because they couldn't tax it because alcohol was illegal at one point. So the moment they realize, yo, there's money to be made on this, we can get money off of it. This and that and the third, boom, let's sell it. It's just like weed. California, fucking the first people to do it. It's like, boom, they seen like how that shit helps the fucking the state out first off because they're taxing the shit out of these people, right? And then on top of that, yo, like I'm a firm believer, yo, weed is beneficial in a medical field as well. There's people that I know that have kids that have mental illnesses or seizures and stuff, and people, they don't even have to have the THC version. That's like the CBD oils and stuff. That shit
I think that
benefits
THC
them.
does more harm for those types of people.
Yeah, no, THC does more harm for them. From what I heard, I haven't read studies or really dove into that or dived
Yeah,
into that.
they make like strains of marijuana that are like maybe I'm getting this shit fucked up, but in my brain, like like THC is what gets you high. CBD is sort of what makes you feel like more lethargic or relaxed or whatever.
Mhm.
And there's like a balance to those two chemicals like in the strand or whatever. And when they make the medicine, they basically bump the CBD to like in the 90s of percent, and then the THC is like 1% or like basically that weed that you smoke or that pill that you take doesn't get you high at all.
Mhm.
Like because
It doesn't-
all the
It's called
the
psychoactive elements.
Yeah, it doesn't make you actually enjoy the Grateful Dead's music or get really good at beatboxing or anything like that.
Sunny Garcia. No.
So what was your second question, Pooch?
Well, a few things. So because you said a whole bunch of other shit. So
I gotta
cheers.
fill up in a minute.
So you said so alcohol used to be legal for many, many years. And then I feel like there was a woman or something, Betty or something. She was just running around the West Coast talking about how bad alcohol is and blah, blah, blah. And they basically got like a big group of people to agree, and they closed up. They were like, boom. That's how like kind of prohibition happened. It's like this movement. Prohibition lasted like 4 or 5 years or something.
There was wild shit with that. Like they would break into like these bars with like axes and like axe handles, and they would like bash up like all their booze bottles and break open their kegs of beer and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's
And
how
there
the
was
whole,
then during Prohibition, there was like this underground market of like doctors that would prescribe you medicinal alcohol for various ailments and calamities at that time, whatever old timey diseases you could make up for needing alcohol.
Crazy. It's crazy because there's like history even in marijuana that like the hemp industry and the cotton industry were at like, and the cotton industry basically won by making hemp, what grows off of hemp, illegal, because
Yeah.
hemp was used for like the ropes in pirate ships, if I'm not correct. Even
Yeah,
like
it's
pirate
like
ships,
like sail ships in general.
it goes back like super. It can get wet. It's durable, more durable than cotton.
Mhm.
So I thought that was interesting, like where it comes from, where it's rooted from, the reefer madness shit, like the shit where they said like if you smoke marijuana, you're gonna go crazy and kill all these people.
Have you ever watched Reefer Madness?
No, I
Right.
haven't.
It's fantastic. It is the best like scare factor propaganda in the world. It's so over the top. It's just completely ridiculous.
And I did want to bring that up for Tony because Tony was saying that he thinks that the government made marijuana illegal because they couldn't make money off of it.
I think,
But it was just straight up because weed was viewed as a black man's drug, and white America don't want to be associated with anything to do with black people.
I mean, that's why it was called jazz cigarettes, because it was the jazz musicians that would smoke weed or whatever. That was the stereotype. I mean, it's like the crack and the cocaine thing. like
cocaine was a white
cocaine
man's
was the
drug.
white man's drug, and
Yeah.
then crack was, you know, the black man's drug. Like they,
I'm gonna add something here. There's one movie that takes these intricacies into consideration, and that is fucking Dewey Cox. All right, Walk Hard.
Oh.
This shit, and you know what? I love it because they make all the drugs influence the way his music sounds, and I'm like, I love it, bro. It
Salute.
was so well done.
They basically are just saying like, look, every era of rock sounds the way it does because of the drugs they took at that time. That's how they break it down.
I never caught that commentary. That's fucking clever, though. I need to go back and rewatch that movie.
Yeah, like every new drug they take, it spawns the new era of music. Where
Not wrong.
like they start
Not
taking
wrong.
acid, then he starts making like Beatles music, right?
Yeah,
like
like
that's
the psychedelic.
yeah. Like,
So
Yeah.
what was
Bob
your
Dylan makes no sense what he's saying. Like,
second question?
Poor Bob Dylan, man. He's trying his best, okay?
that man had 0 bars. All right.
Bob Dylan got
He
bars,
took
man.
nothing but
got some
Bob
good
bars.
ass
Dylan,
songs.
Bob Dylan has different eras. Okay,
Mhm.
that was a weird era. The song that the Dewey Cox is making fun of, but Bob Dylan got some fucking bars, dude.
Is
That
Bob
Watchmen
Dylan?
song, "The Times They Are Changing," that's a classic.
Is Bob Dylan the
Beautiful.
one that says you gotta know when to fold them?
Isn't that Kenny Loggins?
Oh, that's Kenny Loggins.
I think that's
All right,
Kenny Loggins.
because that shit is
Rogers or
classic.
something.
I use that shit all the time.
Loggins, Kenny, the guy Michael McDowell that was on that 40-year-old virgin movie. Yo, that guy got some jams to him.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he's from The Office.
Oh.
Man, Doey almost gave us such a good transition here, by the way,
Yeah, I know.
into a different topic that we're probably
I'm not even
going to
going to
get
talk
into
about. Yeah, I
today.
was like, what is Joey doing? Yeah. But I do want to touch on that. Not to talk about that topic, but I am interested because Doey was saying something that I don't think I agree with, but I'm curious because it sounded like you were saying for marijuana, like you can't blame the people who decided to go out and sell drugs to make money because it was like a means for them to like live, right? Like that's what you're saying?
I think that you can't enforce new policy that basically emulates what poor people were doing to get by and now make it legal without letting them out, giving them some sort of reparations or presentations in the forefront that they're trying to provide now. You
So
can't.
you don't take any value in the fact that like there's just rules and we shouldn't break those rules to maintain like a cohesive society.
I
And
absolutely do, but I think these are outdated rules.
My opinion on it would be like the missing piece here in this argument is once you get a record, it's harder to get a job. So it's easier to fall into selling weed as your means of. I mean that's why repeat offenders. That's why the rate of repeat offenders is so high. Because once you have some kind of crime on your record, especially if it's something like theft or robbery or some kind of like actual like assault charge or something, try getting a fucking job. It's gonna be so tough. It's gonna be damn near impossible.
Yeah.
Recidivism is high because the just basically all the options you had before when you decided to commit a crime, you now have significantly less options. So now crime is still the best option on the table now. I mean, I say best, right? That's
One of
obviously
the only
subjective,
options.
but it becomes a more enticing option. You can make more money doing a crime than fucking working at a gas station because maybe that's the only option now that you have, right?
So to be fair,
but I guess what I'm saying is like, is there no value in saying like, look, it's illegal to do whatever thing, right? Like it doesn't need to be specific, but if we say it's illegal to do X thing and some number of people do that thing and they go to jail for that. And then later you change the law and say, hey, that thing is legal. It's like, I understand that now we view that the thing that those people did might not have been wrong, but there was a rule that said it was wrong, and they decided to break it anyways. Like, is there no like view that they did commit a wrong act? Are you saying just because now we think that the action is not wrong anymore, even if they knew that it was, that the government would view it as wrong, then basically just expunge it? It doesn't matter. Because I feel like the only reason the government's expunging marijuana records is because there's just too many people in jail. Due to this, I think it's like 70% of the people that are in prison are there for marijuana. Like, and I feel like that's the biggest drive in that side sort of view. But I think if we made other things legal tomorrow, I don't think we're expunging records for people that committed crimes. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like let's say that we did like the Germany thing and we got rid of like speed limits on highways. They're not gonna go and expunge like speeding tickets you got. They might expunge them in like the last 60 days or something, but they're not gonna do a full on cleanse on your record or anything. But you know, it's slightly different, right? Because people receive unjust sentences for weed. I think you can get I think there's certain states where you get a longer sentence for weed than if you had like some heroin on you or some shit like that. Like,
and I think that's the big defining, is that so many people have been put in jail for such a long time. I think the shit has had like a detrimental effect in American history, that I think we need to correct course, and I think we need to look behind as well as forward while we're correcting course. I think these laws have been outdated for a very long time, just like segregation laws were outdated for way longer than they needed to be.
Segregation's still around, buddy.
It absolutely is, and it's very sad.
We just call it gentrification now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You go into upstate New York, I guarantee
that's just the free market, baby. Yeah. That's what some people tell you.
I don't know anyone that would ever make a goofy statement like that.
You don't know anyone who would say those words. It's just me.
But I think it's just has to. I understand what you're saying completely, but I think it just depends on the severity of the law and how much disruption it's caused. And I think when you go back to 1930s and 1940s and you're still enacting policy and laws from all the way back then, and the severity of it just kept getting worse. And it's kind of like blaming a crackhead for being a crackhead. Like, oh, you should suffer the maximum penalty because you ended up getting hooked on a drug that ruined your life and ruined generations to come. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Not to say that I think every drug should be legal, but I think this drug in particular has been illegal for so long that a lot of the policies and arrests and shit that came with it were just very unjust. That it was just not right. Like, you're literally taking a section of the population. I don't know. It's weird. There's a Tom Segura joke that he's like, how are we going to explain this to our children? Daddy used to get in strangers' cars for drugs back in the day. I used to walk into a stranger's house and just be weirded out. And it's just like, how do you explain like why this shit was so bad? It wasn't really a bad thing. If you can now go into a store and purchase this shit like alcohol, why the fuck couldn't this shit have been done before? I think it was just a prison to a high school to prison pipeline. I think that this country revolved around it. When you put that type of shit into the stock markets, and when you start playing stock market with prisons and lives and shit like that, I think it becomes apparent that policy goes along with these things, and keeping that children to prison to pipeline, because who's doing it is young kids that don't know.
Sorry, I just want to be very clear. I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. You're saying that we're intentionally putting kids in prison because it's beneficial to society?
But beneficial to a certain aspect and like I said, once you start playing stock market with human lives, I think you get into a very weird moral area that I don't know really should be played with.
The only ones who are going to jail are the minorities. You don't have a lot of white people going to jail for weed. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if because of society or where you're being raised or whatever, but the majority is black people and Hispanics that are in jail for fucking weed.
And I think that's the issue. Me, myself, my own story, 2010, 2011, smoking weed in the park, me, my other Dominican friend, and a white friend. We all got caught smoking weed. Who got sent inside of a cell? Me and my Dominican friend, and the white friend got let off. So I think this is a very and for me in that situation, it felt very much so like they were trying to collect my information. They wanted my fingerprints, they wanted where I lived, they wanted some sort of documentation on who I was. Is how it felt. Because when I told them, I said, all right, cool, just give me a ticket and let me go. And the Dominican cop was like, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm taking you in. We need to know who you are.
You know what's beast too about that? I remember, I think it was a middle school or elementary trip. They took us to a jail and made us all do fingerprints. Like, oh, look how cool it is. And I did a fingerprint for each one of my fucking fingers.
I refuse to do that shit.
At first I told him like, yo, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? Oh, everybody has to do it. I was
dude.
I don't.
I feel like they were collecting people's shit.
They were collecting our fucking fingerprints, my dude.
Y'all got bamboozled, dude. There was some crimes they wanted to solve, and they were like, let's take this mostly minority school to prison and fingerprint them.
Yeah, bro.
Under the pretext of a school trip.
They literally did that shit, and I'm just like, whatever, bro. Like, they're saying everybody had to do it, so fucking care, you know, doom. They have my whole fucking information, and now that I think back, it's like, fuck. I'm in the system without ever being in the system now. You know what I mean? And then now it's even worse because now these motherfuckers got your face scan. When you unlock your iPhone, like if you did the face scan, now they got your face scan. So it's like, yeah.
Who's they?
The fucking higher ups, nigga. The higher ups. I ain't going down this rabbit hole in this pod, but there's a face.
Tony,
what?
Tony, where do you keep the tinfoil at?
Right.
Like right now.
Y'all playing games.
Right in this little...
When he's recording, he puts it away in his butthole, but then once he's done, he puts the cap right. He uncrumples it.
What do you think they're doing with that information, man?
Not to spread any conspiracy theories or anything, but man, my 5G signal on my phone has been so good since I got my vaccine.
Since you got the vaccine? Dude, I got my vaccine scheduled next Thursday. I'm ready to unlock the 5 fucking G. The ultimate power in internet technology.
I got
the fucking COVID-19 5G shot.
This is gonna be the new shit. What kind of 5G do you got? I got Moderna 5G. Okay, so
you got that Johnson and Johnson. You got that baby.
You got the Pfizer, the Pfizer 5G. Like that shit might be.
Y'all being serious right now?
Yeah, I'm getting my Pfizer on Thursday.
Hell yeah!
My wife was like, "Hey, but I want the Moderna." I was like, "We want to not die from COVID, right, baby?" Like,
so is the visor the best one to grab?
Huh?
Is the visor the best one to grab?
No, it's just for me. It's like some neighborhood stuff, like how everybody should try. We are called the One Up Podcast, so this is like it draws back to like our neighborhoodly manners when you had a friend and you got the Moderna, but he got the Pfizer. So you automatically want to start drawing some levels like, oh, but I heard the Moderna.
Yeah, that's what you guys always apply to me. Like dickheads. That's what you guys did to me. Here comes Tony one-upping everybody. I don't even try to do it.
It's like when you're like, you put Dowie on J. Cole, and then I'm like, yeah, but I put Tony on J. Cole. And then, no, you didn't, bitch. And nobody wants to get one up. That's a double one up.
Did he say bitch or did he say batch?
Batch. That's how he said it. I did have one more follow-up question, specifically for Dewey's thinking. But go ahead, my dude.
I got one more point to make, though. Talking about the One Up podcast. Do we become the 2 Up podcast after Doey takes 200 or 100 bathroom breaks? Is that do we get a coin every time he goes?
You know what?
We're gonna have to do something, all right? We're gonna have to look through the footage archives, and once that 100 happens, we need to do some type of celebratory something.
Now we need to make a Vegeta 9000. This nigga's, I'm in the vision, and this nigga's like, it goes down to my bladder. 9,000.
It's over 9,000. Yo, what if for the 100th bathroom break we all just record an episode on the toilet?
That'd be pretty beast. That would be pretty beast. There'd be 0 bathroom breaks right there. But
we can title that episode.
We're just pissing.
We can title that episode.
Just letting nature take it. You know, just letting it. No.
You can title that whole episode "Small Bladder Awareness." Fucking just put it out there for Doughboy and his peoples.
There should be awareness. I just say
Just go
that
to the
right
doctor.
now, okay?
We're aware, dude. We see every time you get up out of that chair.
Everybody who watches is aware of your bladder.
Yeah, go put some Vicks on, dude.
Yeah, put
I
that
heard it prevents.
Get up and put some Vicks on.
Keeps it in there. It blocks the bladder's exit holes to the penile region, and it just allows you to just kind of keep it, just hold it in there.
R.I.P. to my grandmother's solution to all health problems, bro. She knew what she was doing. All right, you got an ankle injury, you broke your leg, ponte Vicks. Like you,
Butcher, we cut you off. You had one more point to make. We
I had a question. I like it though. My parents weren't too crazy about the vapor rub. Like pretty much for any ailments, like sickness wise, you know, they'll whip out the Vicks. But they were never like you know, you broke your ankle, like put some Vicks on it. There's some Caribbean people that are pulling moves. So that shit is a little ridiculous. But yeah, so I did have one more question about the specifically, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, right? Logically speaking, right? Because I feel like if you buy into this idea that if things were wrong before and they become right, we need to like undo whatever punishments we did on those people. I feel like if you buy into that, you also have to buy into the opposite. And again, to point out if I'm logically wrong here, but in my mind, that's how I think about it. So then you got to buy into the opposite, which is like, say tomorrow we make cigarettes illegal. Do we go back in time and find all the cigarette smokers and then like just hit them with charges? No. Right. I feel like it's obviously no, right? But does it not contradict with the other line of thinking?
I would say no, because in that situation, you have to prove guilt. You would have to go back and actually have a trial for all these people and prove, we have evidence that you smoked this cigarette on January 1st, 2021. We got video from our bird drones because we all know birds aren't real. We got video from our bird drones. And
where's your tinfoil? In your butthole?
I mean, don't we all have it in our butthole right before we start recording?
It'd be tough. It'd be a tough burden to put in that specific example because, like, you would have
butthole,
to.
Right? It would, your butthole would hurt. It's tough.
You'd have to smooth it out a lot.
Yeah.
Mateo's trying to explain. We're just here butthole play and all that.
No,
Cody, I can't control if you're gonna play with your butthole while I'm over here trying to explain.
I understand, but let's say you could prove it. Let's just say you had some proof that like it was true. Would it be okay?
No.
I feel like no, right? That's why I also feel like the opposite. It makes me uncomfortable too to just say like people decided to break a law they knew existed. Now in the future that law doesn't exist. Do we just expunge their records?
No.
Like I think marijuana in particular, I feel like it's caused so much damage to sectors of our society that that damage should be corrected. I don't disagree with that sentiment.
You know that part of the problem though.
But I feel like I'm inconsistent in that belief, and I'm trying to reconcile why I feel both ways. I understand that I am being inconsistent. I want to understand.
The only reason why you're doing it is because it affected us, the minorities. That go ahead, Mateo.
Here's my question to dig into your feeling, your conflicted feelings a little bit more, Pucho. Are you pro or against reparations for slavery?
I'm pro. I know it's not question. It's not for me.
I think it's a very complicated thing, but let's say that we had like a magic wand that would figure out the ideal way to just do it at 100%.
Okay,
without
so
a doubt.
So that is correcting for something that was illegal. It's not necessarily going back and punishing the people that were slave owners, but it's a correction for something that was previously legal and became illegal, right? Like it is the opposite viewpoint of what you're going for here.
Every slave was promised 40 acres and a mule, and they never got it. So what is that in today's terms?
There's a shitload of money that we wouldn't be able to afford.
It'd be a crazy amount.
But they deserve it. That's the agreement. I'm just saying that if we did it, it would topple society. And would it be worth it to topple society? Probably not.
I kind of like the way that they went about it in the Watchmen series. I think that like being able to just get just get like a no that boy, man, he'll punch you right in the face for that.
I better not say that around that kid.
But getting some kind of tax break, or you don't have to pay taxes ever again, like something like that could be feasible. It'd be complicated, right?
My thing is,
yeah, I feel like it's very complicated because there's a lot of black people in our country, my family included, that we didn't experience slavery at the hands of this country. So like I wouldn't be due reparations.
Yeah.
That's my
Figuring
point.
out who is actually owed is a very complicated problem. Like, and then it's just like the descendants of, those slaves in particular, those slave families, they were promised that. But not all the offspring they've ever sired.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about millions upon millions of additional people that they deserve maybe a cut of that. But it was promised to like the individuals of that. So like that's what I mean by it's a very complicated problem. Morally speaking, I feel like absolutely if we could do it like if Thanos could snap the perfect solution into existence, 100% on board.
You also have to, in my opinion, to weigh out the equation, you also have to include Jim Crow, segregation, gerrymandering, where people couldn't even get the people they wanted in their sectors because of how fucked up the situation was and for how long. Because like I think that in particular, voting laws, all these shits that hold people back from the actual fabric that makes this country work.
I think the government just goes around and they give everyone that ever experienced some effects of slavery or the Jim Crow laws and whatnot in this country, just give them 10 Bitcoin. 10 Bitcoin per person.
That's beast.
The hottest currency.
10 Bitcoin's a lot of fucking money.
That's a lot of
You
bread,
take 10
bro.
Bitcoin right now and you sell it, that's
About 50K, right?
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like in the dozens of K, or maybe just at about 100K. Like, and that's nowhere near the value of 40 acres and a mule today. Like that's right. That's where
it depends. It depends on where you're buying land at, right? Because like,
right. Hey, yeah, 40 acres and a mule in New York City, and you're a billionaire.
In
like,
fucking Wyoming.
In Wyoming, it's like, hey, you got some corn, man.
Yo, I expect people in Wyoming to have to ride their horse to the library to get onto social media to complain about their Republican views.
Where do horses fall in the hierarchy in New York? Aren't there horse-driven carriages in New York?
I will tell you this much. I am not a cyclist, but fuck police that ride horses in New York City. These motherfuckers, they be shitting all over the place.
They don't have a shit catcher for them?
Shit all over the city.
They don't have a shit catcher for them? There's shit
What?
catchers for horses. You know that, right?
No, but not in New York. I'm gonna give you an example.
Wow.
Scooter bro, riding maybe half a mile in front of me. He's booming and bunking, like my man OJ Juice Man would say.
Oh no.
Boulder Crest hero on this scooter. Okay.
Was he actually?
Yeah, no, he was gunning.
Boulder Crest Heroes?
The terrain in New York is pretty rough, bro. For a very small scooter wheel to be going through these potholes, they have created these chunky wheel scooters. So I see him about half a mile in front of. He gunned. I was like, "Ooh, this boy really moving." All of a sudden, I see him fall off his scooter, and I'm like, "What the fuck happened? There must be a pothole ahead. I gotta be careful." No.
I'm sorry I laughed. Sorry, Scooter, bro.
Hey.
That shit was funny.
A gigantic pile of horse shit that he ran into that just diverted his whole trajectory and like fucked him over completely. And because on 42nd Street is so close to Central Park has a unit of horses that they ride through Central Park and stuff like that. I'm going to be completely honest, very majestic, very cool, but we have no use for horses in the city. The shit is kind of like neglecting these horses.
That man got banana peeled from Mario Kart, bro.
So the appeal.
He just did the horse just dropped the banana peel on these motherfuckers. Like, yeah.
So the appeal of the horses for the cops is they need to exercise them because they use those cops whenever there's riot control kind of situations going on. That's the reality of it. You saw a lot of this shit during the George Floyd protest. You saw that the cops would come out with the horses because horses are fucking frightening, man. Horses are scary, scary animals.
Have you seen the motherfuckers in New York? These dudes are riding like, go look up a Clydesdale. These are fucking massive. They're like a war horse. Their feet are like that fucking big, dude.
Those are the
They'll fucking
Budweiser
clomp
horses.
you to death. They're the bomb. They're gigantic fucking horses.
Yeah,
Like-
they're intimidation factor. It's like the full body armor and the riot gear that the cops have. Horse is way more intimidating than some dude that's doing roids and body armor.
I also think that's a little.
Here's a different
That's-
question.
But
Do you think that cops should have all this? Like, would you view a cop on a horse as like a form of military gear? And maybe military is not the right word, but it's gear specifically for like an intimidation factor. Like,
I think that's an interesting question because historically it was knights and like members of the military that typically had horses. Horses were not like a commonplace thing. You weren't a commoner and you had a horse. You were someone moneyed. You typically had some kind of military use for your horse. So I would say that they probably have a lot of militaristic vibes to them.
Shout out to, and not a good shout out.
Oh,
This is a motherfuck Trek bicycles. Because in the riots during the summer last year, they provided the police with the bicycles that they used to beat and block protesters off.
oh, I saw those cops holding those bikes over their head and hitting people with them.
So is that
All by
Trek's fault
Trek.
or Trek's
Trek.
fault?
Absolutely.
How?
Trek is willing to give the city, the police, thousands of bikes in order to beat protesters up and use
That's
those
not
bikes.
why they gave them bikes.
It is
Trek did not go
absolutely-
out and be like, "Yo, NYPD, here's 100,000 bikes. Go smack the fuck out of these people." That's not what they did. They provided bikes to these officers so they can get around faster. That's because, yo, in reality, like, you can't blame Trek for that, bro. You can't. That's not their fault. It's like I make
hold them
Glocks.
accountable. You can hold them accountable for the damage done with their property.
So you're saying you can hold. Hold on, Petro. You saying you can
that
hold.
shit makes me very uncomfortable.
That gets
You're
real
saying-
complicated because this gets into like that whole gun thing of like, should gun manufacturers be?
That's
like,
my point. You can go to all these gun companies and hold them accountable for all these fucking dicks killing people. No, you can't.
Should you go to Glock and sue them every time someone gets shot with a Glock?
You should go to all these liquor companies. Be like, yo, I'm suing you for the killing of when people driving drunk. No, my nigga, you can't do that.
These
but the interesting thing is sometimes we do because bartenders can be held liable for over serving people and then them getting behind the wheel.
Bartenders.
And you're talking someone that's making minimum wage and they're just hoping to get good tips out of people to make their money. And then we also expect them to be some kind of like guardian superhero that's going to be like, oh, Tony over there's had 20 drinks. I need to cut that man off. Or like, I need to make sure he's got a cab or something. You expect to have a bar full of 150 people and be able to keep track of this shit, or they're criminally liable if you go and kill someone in your car that evening. Like
That's a human thing, my nigga. You going to go out and get drunk? Don't drive. Do not drive.
Yeah, but they were saying that there's already a law that forces that responsibility on a bartender.
They
Are you
pay
saying
me
that
more.
law should be revoked, Tony?
Which, granted,
no.
I think there are actually instances where they should be held liable because there are
Right.
instances where you can prove that they maliciously overserved someone or negligently overserved someone. But man, there's I don't know.
There's a
I've
fine
never looked
line,
into
bro.
it. I would hope that there is a huge burden on the prosecutor to prove that connection in those kind of cases.
In Delray, there's a spot called Tin Roof. It has open music on the weekend, like pretty good bands too, like or people that play music, right? It's pretty fun. There's 2 bartenders behind the bar, 100 people at the bar. There's no way in hell, unless when they serve the drink, they're looking at you and they can tell that you're obviously blacked out. Yeah, I think you need to cut somebody off, like 100%. But yo, when you're going through the motion, you're trying to serve everybody, keep everybody happy. You don't have that second or you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like.
I mean, what about when you're sending your boy to the bar and he's coming back with drinks for the table, or he's coming back with a round of shots for the table, or the girls that go around some of these bars and they have like the Jello shots and like the test tube shots that you can just buy straight from homegirl with the little tray. Like, there's so many factors, dude. What if someone came pre-gamed and they came already fucked up to the bar? And
That's based on the security
That
guy.
happened to me once. I came fucked up to a bar.
When?
That was a disastrous evening. It was
When?
fantastic.
When?
That was me, you, Everett. We went downtown with my coworkers. Oh, that's for another day.
Yeah,
But man,
yeah.
we took like a dozen shots, and then we got in the car and we pulled up to a party bar. We were already gone. And we were buying drinks and 100%. The point stands. The fucking bartender did not know what he was getting himself into.
I've got a story at some point whenever we're doing the drinking night thing about y'all boys just remind me. Ask about a pub crawl I did dressed as a Santa. There's a pretty good story there. But that's another time. We'll get into that shit later.
I do want to know. Right. Are we still talking about this weed thing? Because we tangented off a lot. So
it was a good conversation.
Yeah. What do we think about exes and our friends' exes? Is there a statute of limitation on dating your friend's ex? How do you go about that? Do you ask? Because I was involved in a group text with some of my friends, and the question was asked, like, yo, if your best friend divorces his wife or breaks up with his girlfriend and you want to go and date it, how do you go about it? Is that wrong? Is there some type of play where, damn, you've been eyeing my chick since I've been with her? Like, how do you go about that?
I think personally, you labeled some things that are very important indicators. Was she your wife? Was she, you know what I mean? Like, if you got married to somebody is a big difference than if you dated somebody. And I think that's taking the extra step. And I think when you marry somebody, it's adding an extra layer of intricacies that I don't know if it'd be comfortable. I think personally, there's levels to it. Like, I think if you're dating somebody, even in the dating, you know what I mean? If you're seriously dating somebody and your best friend starts dating that person, it could cause some issues. I think the best way to determine and gauge how these situations are going to play out is definitely by asking the person, hey, I like this person. You previously dated her. How do you feel if you saw me with this person and they let you know I wouldn't be cool with it? You, after that, have to determine whether their insight is going to be worth putting off what you want.
My problem is that. Oh, go ahead.
Here's the trick. Here's the cheat code to the internet, to the world, buddy. Any single relationship question that you possibly have, I can guarantee you that at least 50% of the answer to whatever question you have, the answer is communication. Every single relationship advice, whether it's between someone you're dating, whether it's between your homeboys, whatever the question is, when it's human to human interaction, half of the answer to that question is just clear communication.
Because
that shit is so underrated. You know, the hardest thing to find in this world is honesty.
No, yeah, but the situation is different, right? Because there's a lot of variables when it comes to this. Example, Pucho and Lisi breaks up. I start talking to Lisi. Me and Lisi start catching feelings.
She'd eat you alive, dude.
And,
You'll never survive.
I don't date bodies. That's beside that. I don't date bodies. There's a reason. So
I can't wait to hear her commentary on this podcast.
God, yeah. I would never date I won't date that husk ass bitch.
An underlying note, Pucho's wife watches every episode and gives us direct information to every, I love it.
She has a direct channel straight to us, and she's giving us. She doesn't even give us context. She just says, "Tony, what the fuck are you talking about?" And you're just like, "I don't know, but she must be watching something." All right, Tony said some dumb shit.
Zero filter. There is no filter. There's no softening of the blows.
I love when we're trying to determine which episode she's
yeah, because she's like an episode behind, so it's like, what the fuck is she talking about this week? But back to the thing, right? So I go to now at this point, right? I go to Pucho and I ask Pucho like, "Yo, me and Lisi, blah blah blah." Now in Pucho's mindset, and I'm assuming, right? Pucho, correct me when I'm wrong. In Pucho's mindset, he's like, "Damn, this nigga's talking to my ex, knows her for years, knows that my daughter." Right, we can add the kid now because you have a kid. Calls her Tío Caballo. Now Pucho's gonna think in his head like, "Damn, have you always been eyeing my chick when we were together?" Because these are things that I would say. Like if Pucho started talking to Emily, be like, "Yo, so let me ask you a question. You been eyeing my chick since we've been dating, my nigga? And we're close friends. I treat Pucho like a brother to me, just like you guys. Like Pucho is a brother to me. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm gonna take offense. Like, nah, I would say that a wife with a kid is off limits. That's my personal opinion. Like, nah, I don't. Because then now when we chill, you bringing my ex with you. Like, come on. Like,
I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of factors to consider, because that friendship factor that you mentioned there at the end, that shit is super important, because either you accept you and your homeboy and his girl are not gonna kick it. Like, you're just not gonna spend any time together, the three of y'all, with friend groups, because it's too awkward. Or you decide you can deal with that. And there's no judgment either way, because that's some complicated feeling stuff. What was your point, Pucho?
Well, my question was, I want to know what Tony's question is. Is it what is, like, what do I think about it in terms of, like, what do I think people should do, or what do I think is correct? Like, what do I think is right?
What would you do in that? Like,
me,
yeah,
okay.
you personally, because everybody's opinion is different.
My advice to everybody is, if anybody has ever dated anyone, they're off limits. It's the safest way to go.
See, and
that's the safest way to go. Zero complications.
There's a differ, because where's the dating? That's what I mean by statute of limitation. What's dating? Like, you guys been dating for a year, or you're saying we dated for a month?
I'm saying that if y'all dated for a week at some point in time, that even that is a minor complication. Is it a big problem? I don't know. That depends on the people. I'm just saying. That's why I'm asking. If you're asking, what do I think is, like, morally okay, or what do I think? Right, because you corrected it to what would I do, and what I would do is that if any of my friends, and I say any of my friends, any of the people that I view close to me, that I value their relationships, any of those people, anyone that they've ever been in contact with in any romantic fashion, they're just off limits.
What if it was a completely non-romantic relationship? What if y'all were just, like, hooking up? What if it was like fuck buddies or something like that?
That's open season. That's open season.
Because, like, I mean, I've got a handful of Eskimo brothers out there. I've got Eskimo brothers that are in my super close friend group.
Wait, what's an Eskimo brother?
An Eskimo brother is a guy that you share a sexual partner with. You know, like, you both have slept with the same woman. That makes you Eskimo brothers. You guys get to rub noses.
You guys both been in the same car.
Well, no, it's not like a threesome.
No, it's not like a threesome. It's not like a threesome.
I think those are cock bumps.
I think those were cock bumps. It's not a threesome. You guys have just both at some point in time shared the same igloo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Nah, so I
yeah.
think
Extremely sexist, by the way, but
I
I
was-
agree.
How is that sexist?
I was also just wondering, is a statement I just made slightly racist? I feel kind of awkward
think-
about my igloo reference.
I think this is even what's crazy, right? This is what I again going back to cancel culture. This is what I don't like, man. Is that when things change, they don't give people the opportunity to change. It's just you're now a bad person. I think Eskimo is a racist term. That term itself
Really?
is wrong to
I
use.
think it might be actually.
I'm pretty sure it is. And I was just reading about this maybe like a week and a half ago, and I was totally uninformed about this, and I was just like, I don't even know what is the name of the group of people that exhibit the characteristics that I associate with Eskimos. But I think it's a bastardization of a word, like of a culture that I don't even know about, that I would have called Eskimos. But I think that, again, like I said, it's either like it's some type of bad. You're a hateful person, pretty much. You're a bigot of
It's
some
like-
sort.
It's
If
like
you-
calling Native Americans Indians. It's like almost to the same league, right?
well,
Yeah,
I don't
they're-
know.
they're-
Wait, is that
I
bad
gotta read
calling
more
them
into it,
Indians?
but-
Or they're First Nation people, or Inuits, I guess would be the better term for Eskimo brothers, or for
What were you saying,
Eskimo
Tony?
people.
I said saying, "Oh, he's Indian" is bad. Like
If you're
I mean, if
referring to
they're
a Native
from-
American person,
Yeah.
yes.
If they're
because
from India, then you can call them Indian. If they're West Indies, I mean, some of them are probably a little okay with being called West Indian. But if you're referring to Native American people like the Seminole Indians, terrible word, or the Cherokee Indians, again, these are like how we've referred to them. But the Seminoles, the Cherokees, the just all the different types of Native American tribes, they are not Indians.
Yeah. Do you remember your stories from grade school about Christopher Columbus? You know why he ended up discovering America? He was looking for a path to India. He was looking for a shortcut basically to India, and then boom, here's America, and he's an idiot and a racist and all kinds of terrible things. Or maybe not, because that was just the behavior at the time. Like, it's complicated to put modern values on things in the past. But in our modern viewpoint, he was 100% a racist, bigot, genocidal maniac, basically. And he saw these people, and he was like, these people are brown. And I was headed towards India. These are Indians. And done. Boom. That's where the term Indian came from for the American First Nation people and Native American people.
Yeah, we just stopped saying that, calling Native Americans like Indians in like the 2000s.
Indigenous
Like
people.
late 90s, yeah. Like literally, it's funny you call them indigenous, right? Like that indigenous, like Indian. Like it's like it kind of fucks with your whole language of like, we grew up away, we use certain verbiage to refer to people, and then when that turns out to be wrong, I feel like we're very quick to point out that things are wrong, as we should, and we aren't quick about how to rectify that gap in knowledge and that gap in vocabulary. Like, what words do I use now? What's the replacement for all these things that I thought? What else is wrong? Like, we don't put effort into those departments, and it creates a lot of fuzziness in many conversations. That's really the part that I don't enjoy about how we are I don't know what the word is, but we keep looking back in time and saying how all these things are wrong, and now we need to be different, which I'm cool with, but we don't necessarily detail how we should be different. We just say that we shouldn't be that thing. And
So-
then everybody starts using different words and different things, and everybody's disagreeing, and then you become the very thing that all the conservatives make fun of. It's like all these people are in a room arguing over what words to use. Like I don't know.
So to go back to the main,
In another way, just one more point on that. I do appreciate the left's ability to self-criticize, though. I think it's one of the weaknesses of the party, but I also think it's one of the strong, like the best things about the party is that ability to self-criticize. The problem is it can lead to cannibalism of the party and that absolute black and white, that absolutism shit and the purity test stuff that you hate, Bucho. Like,
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna say, I think it's the worst aspect. I hate it because all we do is like, dude, on the right, you got people like Trump, who I don't think is a Nazi at all. I think he's a piece of shit in a lot of things, but I don't think Donald Trump's a Nazi. You got Donald Trump, who's not a Nazi. You got fucking Nazis like Richard Spencer. You got right, and then you got like just dudes who want to pay less on taxes. You got all these people, they form a coalition. They don't care that they disagree about almost everything. They know they like their guns, they know they like less taxes, and who cares if my neighbor's a racist? Like that's their view. And so they could get a lot of shit done. And then over here on the left, we're like argue and fight about everything. Like, yo, you didn't use the exact perfect word. You're a piece of shit. You need to get out of here. And it's like, hold up, aren't I providing a lot of good? It's like, nah, we don't want you anymore. And then that happens so much that then you don't form a good. We're so splintered that we don't get shit done.
People are mad at our homegirl AOC right now because she took some of the donations she got and she donated them to other Democratic candidates.
Right.
I did not know what was the criticism, but I saw her getting a lot of flack this past week.
You know, and I've seen
this, right?
I've seen so many responses to like the criticism threads, and I've seen a response that just is 100% the take. It's easier to turn a blue sector already, like a blue I forget what the term is, a blue district progressive than it is to turn a red district blue. So it makes sense to back the blue candidate, even if their ideals don't 100% match up with yours and they're not as progressive as you would like. And it sucks and it's compromise, but I'm sorry, children. That's what politics are. You have to compromise. We can't be absolute. It doesn't work that way. You can't get shit done unless we tear down the entire government structure and just remake it and go full fascist ourselves and become fascists and
communists, bro.
Yeah, like it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry.
It's very frustrating, right? Because what just recently happened, right, is $15 an hour minimum wage, right? That was on the bill. That was on the bill for the COVID relief, right? And the Democrat Joe Manchin, a Democratic senator of West Virginia, I believe, he said, "No, I'm not voting for that shit." And then a whole gang of Democrats came out shitting on the guy. But it's like, you got to understand that this is how politics works. Like, on the federal level, you need to do things that is going to be medium good for everybody. Like, that's what everybody's going for, right?
I think a lot of politicians hide behind this as a means of protecting their reelection chances, which I do think is fucked up. Which is absolutely fucked up because they should serve our will. They should serve the will of the people. It's like that Georgia, was it Georgia? There was some governor recently that just was talking about how proud he is to stand against the will of the people. And that is the craziest statement for a politician to ever make.
Correct.
Like that might be crazier than anything Donald Trump has said. If you really think about it and take it to its core, because 100%. We fucking elected you, you should follow our will. This is the will of the people.
100%. I'm interested in the context of that. I know in the specific case of Joe Manchin, though, like when you say that you should follow the will of us, we is actually a little bit of a complicated subject, right? Because we is, for him, West Virginians who vote Republican all day, every day. Joe Manchin is the anomaly Democrat who's on the Senate in that state, right? If this motherfucker goes and votes yes on $15 an hour minimum wage, he's getting voted out, and we're gonna get a Republican. And it's like, is that worth it? Like that. That's the complication. Like, cause some people go, well, we got $15 minimum wage now, right? And fuck it, if Joe Manchin gets out, he gets out. But now we got that minimum wage. And so then the question is that good worth it? And just, I think he's up for re-election in a year and a half. Is that worth it? Or is it better that he gets reelected and we have many more opportunities to do incremental changes? Like, I think that's the fundamental question. And I find that a lot of the people, the leftists, they are happy to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They want to destroy the system and recreate it, and it doesn't feel realistic to me.
Here's the thing: like, politics is more complicated than your hot take on Twitter. And I know that the entire point of a lot of those hot takes on Twitter is just to get retweets and follows and all that shit. But man, it is disheartening. Man, it will make you feel like voting is pointless because we're so fractured on the left side of the party. Which, like I said, I do think is an advantage in some ways, because I think it's what helps us grow and progress. And I don't know that the left party is like the moral compass of the nation, but I know that we pushed a lot of we push a lot of things into the mainstream that should be more heavily accepted, and I think that's an important role to serve.
I agree. At the same time that they're pushing like the most progressive topics forward, there's things that are outside of our country that they, in my opinion, maybe we should roll back and like resume our role in our nation. A lot of people like to talk about the Netanyahu guy, the guy from Israel. And I know he's a piece of shit. And I know Pakistan lives matter. And I know that all of these things are very important to our foreign relations and stuff like that. But I remember AOC having to back down on that position because she was very pro-Palestinian. And because of the relation that our country has with Israel, it's probably not the best thing for her to bury herself on that subject. You know what I mean? Like, how about she just express her distaste and then keep it moving on? But I know a lot of people that stopped following AOC after she stopped following that cause. And I don't knock her for that, because that's a big mountain to go over.
So here is my take on that. I will throw hands for AOC. I'll throw hands for AOC any day of the week.
Well,
I think other than some of her, she has some shit economy takes when it comes to like economics and stuff. I still think her heart's in the right place, and I appreciate that. And
100%.
And even to what Doty's talking about, I don't remember who she. I think it was this interview with like CNN or something. And she basically, the words that she said that the reporter gave her a lot of pushback on, she said that the Israeli occupation of Palestine, and they were like, what, occupation? Because technically there really is no Palestine. Like, it's just like, even saying that is wrong because the situation is so fucking complicated over there. But I think ultimately she's right. Like, there's a sector of people that are being treated like shit, like dog shit, by the Israelis, ultimately for having a different religion than them. And yeah, they should be called out for that. Like, if we're providing them with, millions of dollars of federal aid and weapons and airplanes and all this bullshit, it's like, yeah, we should flex our big muscles to make sure that the people that we're allying with in certain regions are doing decent. And again, my discomfort there is geopolitics is incredibly complicated, because I don't even try to play myself about knowing too much about the outside world. Like, I'm a New York City kid through and through. I only care about even my borough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know shit about that much about outside of stuff, right? Like the situation, if we're gonna link up with some of these countries in the Middle East as allies, we just gotta understand that a lot of these countries are crazy conservative and they got a lot of crazy beliefs. And if we purity test them, then all that does is it removes our foothold in that region from stopping them from being worse, because then you'll get Russian influence and Chinese influence, which I guess from our perspective may be worse than our influence, right? And then that's where geopolitics gets complicated. It's you got to accept the wrong that some people believe, because the alternatives are all worse.
Do you think,
Tony,
she's okay with having two of the same boyfriends that are in the same circle of friendships?
We went to geopolitics.
Yo, that shit is crazy. That shit
Tony,
was so crazy.
I had a question for you, Tony.
Yeah, please go ahead.
This is adjacent to the topic that Pucha was talking about here. Let's say that previously well, not previously. Let's say that one of your buddies wanted to invade your sister or your mother or your cousin or some family member to you. What are your takes on that? Because I feel like that's adjacent to the shared girlfriend ex kind of conversation. How do you feel about someone dating someone in your family? Like how
I'm
does
fine with
that play out
but
in your
I don't
mind?
know. Like my mom, yeah, that's off limits.
I mean, like your sister, like
My sister, that's fine.
someone
She's
in
a
your family.
grown ass
Doesn't
woman.
matter.
But yeah, anybody in my family besides my mom. Like I don't want none of my boys fucking my mom. Like what? I'm gonna fight you because what? You trying to be my dad, nigga? The fuck? Like why are you trying to fuck my mom? There's a whole bunch of other bitches and milfs you can go fuck. Like why you want to fuck my mom?
You're going straight to slamming the door and yelling, "You'll never be my dad. I'm not gonna call you dad."
No, it's just like yo, like what's this is like some fucking this is some American Pie shit with Stifler. Like yo, like nah, like why all the milfs here you want to fuck my mom? Like nah, my sister okay, she's a grown ass. If she's of age, yeah, she's grown. Like you can sure date my sister, but no, you're.
I have such a bad time with that, with my childhood and my mom being a very pretty single woman. Oh man, it's just so many bad times with that. Just
Right, because your friends are always saying, "Damn, your mom's hot," like all that shit. That's a little disrespect, but I mean,
A little.
it's just like yo, like
That shit is out of pocket.
that shit is weird. Like yo, like are you coming over here to see me or my mom? At that point, that's what you're saying now. It's just a little disrespectful, actually.
I'll give you my take on this. Right? It's the same take I have before. My advice: no. Family, all family, your brothers, your sisters, even your cousins. That shit's off limits.
Which take is this? Because you had specified before what you feel personally and what you think might be like the actual like.
Right. What I think is the best thing to do in terms of outcomes, like in society, like my advice to you is do not date your friend's
Sister?
any type of family member, any type, not a cousin, not a sister, not a nothing, because people get into problems and people gossip and people say words, and then as your friend, it just adds an extra layer of complication. Like now your friend wronged your sister. Like, do you now need to go check your friend? Or is your sister assertive enough to go and handle that situation herself? Or did they wrong them to such an extent that you're so pissed that you're like, that's not my friend anymore? But then maybe your sister forgives the guy and then they're okay. Like then you're in that situation. It's just a very weird situation. And I'll say this isn't like a sexist thing, like, oh, a little sister or whatever, someone, even my brother, anybody. I think the safest thing is that any family member is off limits.
Nah,
I think that it's complicated. I think it's real complicated because you have to decide, and you have to decide before you're even in a relationship. You have to decide this relationship is worth losing friendships over.
Yep.
Because that's what it comes down to, is that exact possibility. The possibility is this goes sideways, especially with someone's family member. I might never talk to this friend of mine again. So the shitty thing is, if you are willing to go that route with someone's ex or their sister or whatever, it is you kind of admitting that it's you admitting one of two things. It's you admitting that this is a friendship that I don't care enough about to lose, or it's you saying, I believe so strongly in my friendship with this man that I don't think this is the thing that's going to break us. It could go either way. It could 100% go either way. But it's complicated because that is basically, that's a decision that you have to make on your own before you even start the relationship. If you're not being a shitty person, that's 100% the decision you're making before you even have any indicators that that's how good the relationship is going to go.
That's my point, right? Because it's different. Like, yeah, let's say somebody here wanted to date my sister, right? Whatever. I'm not going to feel no type of way. That's y'all's fucking business. As long as you don't abuse, or violate a way that I'm gonna find out, I'm gonna pull you to the side and talk to you like, yo, you're violating, and that's disrespect, go through those ramps. But if you guys break up on,
subjective though, right? Like, sorry, because that's my whole point, though, right? Is you're saying as long as you don't violate to an extent where I need to pull you to the side, right? For some people, it's just one remark. For other people, motherfuckers be beating their wives. They be beating a dude's sister, and he don't say nothing.
No, this is my.
So like that's the degree that you got to deal with, from someone putting hands on your sister all the way to someone just making lewd remarks.
That's
right?
the weak. That's the weak person in that person. Like for me, I'm saying like you're saying don't date any of my sisters or my cousins. That's ridiculous. That's not what I'm saying. That's what you said.
I don't even. No.
You said don't. I said family's off limits.
My advice to a person is to don't even get into it. That's not saying what I would want. I could give two shits personally. Okay. That's my earlier question is what do I think is correct versus what would my advice to other people be? Because my advice to other people is it's just off limits. That'll provide you with, in general, the simplest, least complicated situation. Is you're not going to be in any beefs with your friends. You're not going to get into a fights with them. You're just going to have to find some woman or man or whoever that you're into that has no ties to your friends. And like that's it.
And there's levels to it, right? Dating your sister, your cousin versus dating the mother. There's levels to this shit.
I was just doing family examples. We don't need to dig into the mother one specifically because that is definitely an extra level on top of everything else.
So I don't think
in reality though there is no difference, right? Like your mother is just a person who's her own person that can make her own decisions. Like who are you to say that she can't be in whatever relationship she wants to be in?
No, yeah, she can't. But
and in that power dynamic, isn't your mother more able to tell you what to do or what not to do than you are to tell your mother what to do or what not to do?
Doughboy just spilled water all over his keyboard.
I spilled an entire shot.
Oh. But anyways, yo, that shit is ridiculous. Fucking yeah, I don't think you should date your boy's ex. To a certain degree, if they were just
who's your boy's ex?
Anybody. I'm just saying in general.
So anybody who I dated a girl for one day, you can't.
No. I'm about to break it down.
Let's say we only ever kissed. We only ever held hands.
I'm literally about to break it down for you. Interrupted.
I'm sorry because you just said to never date an ex. So that was.
All right, in a serious relationship, right?
I'm sorry, Tony. I'll stop interrupting you now because I want to hear this answer that you have for us.
All right. So,
are you gonna be so mad that you're gonna?
No, I'm not mad at all. It's zero negative energy here. It's all positive. I'm saying that.
Tony, I wish you would get into this answer already because Pooch and I are just waiting to get into this.
Yo, don't fuck your man's ex. Don't fuck your man's ex. Right? It's simple. Like I'm not fucking Lisi. I'm not fucking Mateo's ex. I'm not fucking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking these exes because they have ties with you. Because if we get serious, right? And mind you, there's levels to that shit too. Like if you guys are just fuck buddies or whatever, you just wanted to fuck her or him, right? Either way, because this goes for girls too, right? And they probably have their own breakdown of what needs to go. But if you're fucking Fulana over here, okay, Jose or Pucho or whatever, like yo, I'm about to smash her. It's open season because if she's not married to you or have kids, I don't think you should date your boy's ex. If they have kids or whatever, I don't think you should date them. That's me personally.
I think regardless of the situation, there's a conversation. Like, because I don't know, maybe I caught feelings for my fuck buddy and you don't know this because I never discussed this with you. Like Pucho's way is the absolute way to never hurt any feelings. 100%. Just don't even approach that line. Don't even look at that line. Pretend that line doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I think the second safest way to approach that is just a conversation. You can talk to your boy. If you can't talk to your boy, maybe that guy's not your boy. Maybe you guys.
I don't know, man. It's a complicated situation. Like I got people that I feel like Tony. Like, all right, if I'm trying to even find the best way to word this, like. It gets crazy, right? Because like even if you approach somebody to say, yo, hey, I over the years, whatever, you haven't been with such and such for X amount of time, and we chat occasionally. I'm starting to grow some feelings. I just want to run this by you. I want to make sure that this isn't going to affect us, right? I know plenty of people that even that conversation would tarnish the relationship.
Well,
having the communication is a problem.
Well, it's because
and there's people that I think are good people that I would want to continue being friends with. Like, I don't think that not to call nobody out, right? But my cousin, right? He's hardcore. Like, if I ever even told you that I like the girl, off limits. And like, those are his true beliefs, right?
So the conversation that we are having here is 100% not taking the women's personal opinion into matters too, because I don't know, maybe because there is an assumption of a line crossed here in general. Like it sounds like there's the assumption that there's going to be a line crossed in general. Because if you're getting to that point where you want to talk to your homeboy's ex or whatever in a more serious way, it's implying that you're still talking to your homeboy's ex in some kind of way, and you could reason that there's intent there to move it in that direction. Or there's people get real weird about shit like that. People get real possessive, even about exes that they shouldn't be possessive over, which is a whole different conversation. Or maybe it is this conversation. It could go either way.
It sounds sexist, but there's a code to men. There's a honor. There's a fucking code, and it's not written down somewhere. But there's a code that's it's a bro code, right? Like us as men, we follow these certain codes when it comes to exes and or certain things, right?
My gut instinct response to this question was the easiest way is just to come at me like a man. Just talk to me.
Like I have a
I'm
family
your boy,
member.
We're supposed to be friends. Just talk to me.
I have a family member literally came up to me, right? And I was talking to a chick. It didn't go nowhere really or whatever, you know. Like I had feelings at one point, but then I lost it because of the chicks being retarded. But my family member came up to me and told me, yo, me and this chick, blah, 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 salud. Me and this chick, blah, 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 are, you know, talking or whatever, and some shit might take off or whatever the fuck, whatever the shit is. He came up and talked to me and told me, like, yo, is that okay? I said, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I had no feelings. I was good. And that right there is just like, yo, this person didn't even have to do that. They didn't have to. But like you said, it goes back to the communication. You never know what someone else is feeling for it or have a feeling towards that person. But it gets weird for everybody else, right? Because if Pucho tells me, yo, it's okay for you to be with Lacey, everybody else in your circle, just because Pucho's accepted it and it's fine, and me and him are on good terms and he's like okay with it, Doughboy, Mateo, Brian, whoever might feel a type of way about it. They might be like,
everyone else in the circle has no say.
Absolutely.
No,
that's what I was about to just make a comment on. I think the most important establishment is with that person. And
Three people.
Okay, what if you're dedicated? What if you're like, whatever this person has to say to me, I'm gonna keep moving in my direction. I think the best course is to allow that person to understand that. Like, listen, I really like this person. I want you to know first before
what if I tell
anybody
you no?
else tells you, and before anyone else starts to put some sort of input on it. I want to put my input first, and I want you to know where I'm coming from. If it's not of a malicious intent, you have to allow them to understand that, listen, I wasn't trying to do this to spite you in any way. We met in a very organic situation, and this started out like, and it has nothing to do with spiting you or getting you upset. I think that interaction with that person is the most important interaction. Vice versa, what everyone else thinks and says, as long as you and that person are confident in their positions, I think that's the most.
What if I told you no, though?
So what?
What if I told you no, though? You cannot date my ex.
Well, when Doe's position, he wasn't asking for permission. He was telling you what's happening.
So then, right there is the kink in our relationship. I will not fuck with you no more.
Yeah,
Sure.
but that's the point in telling you.
So then you're coming to me telling me, yo, we're not gonna be friends no more. That's pretty much what you're gonna tell me. Because
he's making you make that decision.
No, you made that decision by trying to go fuck with my ex.
No.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of other bitches. Fuck how you guys met outside organically. You know this
For the
bitch.
women,
So-
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
So-
sorry. You know this
so-
chick versus through me. You know Emily through me. We break up. We have a kid. Now you guys organically met up at a bar, and now you guys caught feelings. No, you're not. If you're dating her, delete my number. We're not cool. Cause why?
I think
But I'm saying that's your decision.
Yeah, 100%, because relationships are complicated, and it is a weird world out there, and it's so hard to find someone you actually click with. So like, let's say there is the random thing where you click
That's
with one of your
bullshit.
boy's exes.
That's bullshit.
I don't think that it's ridiculous to try to pursue that. I haven't had too many situations in my life where I have had situations where I have lost friends over girls before, and it sucks. And obviously, I'm not married to that girl, so I don't know which decision was the right way to go on that.
Yeah.
But I do think that relationships are complicated, and trying to find someone that actually clicks with you properly, the way that you and Pucho have, is real damn complicated, and it's tough out there. So, yeah, if you feel that with one of your boys' girls, I don't think it's completely. I don't think that it should be completely just blocked.
I'm cut from a different cloth, Mateo. I'm not disrespecting nobody here. I am not dating.
Trying to one up you, Mateo.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
trying
one
to
upping.
gatekeep you.
I'm
This is
not-
one up.
Exactly.
I
This
am
is
not
exactly where I say this
dating
comes from.
nobody's fucking ex-wife or has kids. There's levels to the shit. If you're dating someone,
So there's some sexist energy to explore here too, because this is very much like staking your claim. Like, I planted my flag in this girl. Now I am the only man that can climb this mountain.
not the only
again.
man.
Hold on,
The only
before-
man in my
I
close
do wanna say,
circle.
this is the second time you brought this up. All of my responses were genderless. It wasn't. I have not said like a ownership of women or no.
Yeah.
It's anything. My advice is everybody's off limits. The exact way that Tony's saying. If you even come to him with this conversation, like, we've just created a kink in our relationship. That means you can't even approach him with a conversation without worrying that, like, you don't know the boundaries, right? That's why I say the safest, off limits. My personal beliefs are this, right? If I'm alive, I do not want you with anyone that I have children with, because I think that adds a layer of complication. Like, I don't want I don't want my daughter, who's probably gonna grow up calling you guys uncle, to then start calling you dad.
Uncle Daddy. Uncle
Like
Daddy.
that, it's complicated. Like that, I'm still around now. Like that, I gotta grapple with this.
What?
That's a little bit. It's a little bit too complicated for me.
Wait, pause.
That's an
Pause.
official saying. Uncle Daddy.
That I've
an
never
official
heard of
saying.
that shit.
Who is this an official saying with? What?
If you look it up,
The
it is
Uncle Daddy
in,
organization.
in like neighborhoods of low, you know what I mean, black culture, the Spanish culture, and it's in like an American thing. It's called
In the hood, people say Uncle Daddy.
Uncle Daddy. That's
Oh,
that's the
All I can think of is that stupid cartoon Uncle Grandpa.
Nah, I don't. I've
He's
never.
your Uncle Grandpa.
I've never.
He
heard
was
any-
your uncle.
Never
I
heard
fucking
that
hate
shit.
that cartoon, dude.
Never
Good
heard that
morning.
shit.
No.
But-
So what I was saying is, like, once you have kids, I think the situation gets a little bit more complicated.
I think
And me personally, if you decided to engage in a relationship with someone I have kids with, someone that I'm raising my kids with, then you getting with that person, for me, would mark the moment where I just wouldn't be able to be friends with you, because I feel like you're crossing a boundary that I don't feel comfortable with.
what if you had? What if you passed?
If I
and-
pass on because I'm dead and I don't have any
No,
rights or stakes.
well, I'm curious. Is that the whole reason why the thing would vanish, or is it like, is there a thought process of, this is one of my boys that's stepping in because he loves my daughter as a niece or whatever, in whatever kind of way, like he's grown accustomed to her, and maybe he like I don't know. That seems like there could be a whole
I think that's
different
okay.
dynamic.
I think
going on
that's
there.
okay.
Like it's almost like that old biblical thing of like, oh, your brother passes away and he's got a wife. Now you have to step up and marry his wife, which I don't think is the right way to be. But I don't know. I think there's some
I'm
similar
saying
dynamics
to
there.
your question, right? If I passed away and somebody decided, hey, it turns out I'm actually attracted to your significant other and I want to engage in that relationship and blah, blah, blah. Regardless of anything, of course, me now, of course, I'm going to have my feelings about it. But if I'm dead, I'm dead. I don't have any feelings anymore. I have no rights. Life is over for me. I don't have There's nothing about me that should be taken into consideration about any decisions that anybody ever makes ever again because I'm gone. Like all that matters is if it bothers me. And since you at this moment could cause no more harm to me, then my feelings should not be taken into consideration.
And mind you, just a reminder for everybody, this goes for both sexes. We're just speaking from a man point of view because we're men. We don't own anybody.
We're not speaking from a man's point
I'm
of
not
view.
even talking from a man's point of view. That's why I don't
this
say
whole
wife
conversation
or
is a little
girlfriend.
bit of
I'm
man
saying
point of
significant
view.
other, a person I choose to have kids with. So I even include like if I adopt some kids and I'm raising those kids, and they're calling you uncle. In my life, I don't want to hear them calling you dad or stepdad. That ain't
I think actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might be talking from a male's point of view, but just because most males tend to be pretty territorialistic and jealous and have their own
I'm not even saying jealous
issues because like I said, it's very sexist, that like flag planting of I don't know, like I'm the king of this land now. You have to pay tribute to me to gain access to these lands.
Absolutely. And I think that's a bigger conversation, which I've been trying to, in my own discourse, trying to figure out, like, what is being a man?
Now it's complicated, right?
No, because it's different. It's different, bro. Like, we're not saying this is my land. I was the first one here. No one can. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this. I have a personal attachment to this woman or man that has kids that I have kids with, and you going seeking relationship after that. At this point, you did this, bro. You're going behind my back, or you asked me. That's causing a problem. How can you call yourself a man at this point? How?
What is a man?
That's another good question.